World Spiritual Assembly press release. A confederation of the Assembly of the World Religious and Spiritual Leaders. Press release dated, July 12, 2022. Press release title, Final Warning for King Salman bin Abdul Aziz against his hypocrite illegal Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and newly appointed Imam Mohammed Al-Issa of Masjid Nameri, Imam of Eid al-Adha prayer for the Muslim world participants. Picture caption, on left King Salman, on right his immoral son Mohammed bin Salman. In 1926, the British Empire patronized the current Saudi monarchy to establish the so-called Royal Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in Najd with Abdul Aziz ibn Saud, inhabitant of Najd, whom were desert robbers but became a so-called royal king. Subsequently, they threw out Ottoman Empire from holy city Mecca and Medina and took over the two holy mosques. Since the 1920s, the legacies of Saudi monarchy have established Wahhabi and Salaf ideologies, which had been working against the true Islam. The Grand Mufti of Kingdom Saudi Arabia Abdul Rahman ibn Abdullah al-Sheikh along with his forefather Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab al-Najdi from Najd, Saudi Arabia is the leader of Salaf and Wahhabi movement. These hypocrites are not just mentally blind but also physically handicapped. It should be mentioned here that, King Salman was himself a Category 2 Imam under former Chief Imam Sheikh Shobail bin Abdullah, His Eminency Dr. Alam 43rd direct descendant of Prophet Muhammad, SM, and President of World Spiritual Assembly had friendly relationship with former Chief Justice Sheikh Shobail bin Abdullah, custodian of both the holy mosques. Sheikh Shobail bin Abdullah once stated that, at the time Prince Salman Category 2 Imam of Holy Mecca was not a mu'min, although later he was appointed as governor of Riyadh. While being governor of Riyadh, King Salman was married several times but also had illicit relationship with his Ethiopian Jewish housemaid, with whom he had the immoral son the current illegal hypocrite Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, whom is working ambitiously to portray himself as the next Shaddad in the name of Vision 2030 to establish Neom City in Saudi Arabia under the disguise of bringing a total destruction. How dare he call himself Muslim? He is the so-called Crown Prince. He was directly involved in killing his uncle King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz with poison to make the path for his father Salman bin Abdulaziz to become the next king, and later slowly moving himself to be the Crown Prince of the Saudi Kingdom with an ultimate goal to become the King of Saudi Kingdom. Currently he is working slowly to poison his own father, King Salman, to be clinically dead. His greed to become more powerful led him to imprison many of the Saudi royal family members in the Ritz-Carlton Hotel of Riyadh. He have kidnapped, tortured, and killed so many Saudi royals as well as Bedouin Muslims, those who voiced anything against him. Even a famous Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi was brutally killed by the direct involvement of the Saudi so-called Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and his gangsters. It was also because of Mohammed bin Salman's direct involvement that killed so many Yemenites in the name of war against the Shiite Houthis. Yemen is literally in the brink of famine and drought. He is the direct representative of the Mobia Islam that is destroying the backbone of real Islam, especially the sanctity and dignity of both the Holy Mosque of Mecca and Medina. His so-called ambitious 2030 vision to establish Neom City, also to become the next king of Saudi Arabia, which will not ever be successful. His Vision 2030 for Saudi Kingdom is totally haram and will bring a complete collapse of the Saudi Kingdom. His ambitious Vision 2030 mission will introduce the consumption of alcohol and nightclubs are completely haram in Islam, especially in the sacred land of Holy Kaaba, Mecca, and Holy Prophet's Mosque Masjid-e-Nabawi, Medina. His plan also includes expanding Israeli agenda via establishing a Jewish synagogue in Riyadh. In past there were many tyrant brutal leaders like Pharaoh, King Abraha, and others that led their nation to destruction by the direct punishment of Almighty Allah. Now it is the punishment time for tyrant brutal so-called Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBZ, along with his godfather Mohammed bin Zayed, MBZ, current king of UAE, immoral, direct descendant of Mobia. Mohammed bin Salman will face the consequences for the tyranny, oppression towards the Yemenites, and most importantly because of the destruction of the sanctity, sacredness, and dignity of both the Holy Mosque of Mecca-tul-Mokarrama and Madinatul Munawwara. His so-called godfathers from neither Israel nor America can save him from his punishment. Many of the Islam's front forces are ready to punish him, even many of the Saudi royal family members are angry and waiting for a chance to eliminate him and take action against his immoral activities. Recently, Saudi Wahhabi Salaf clerics have appointed Mohammed Al-Issa as Imam of Masjid Nameri along with the responsibility to lead the Eid al-Adha prayer at Arafat during pilgrimage. He has been actively supporting the Zionist and fanatic Jewish propaganda against Muslims in Palestine. Moreover, he is not even a mu'min but a direct fanatic Jewish agent. According to Holy Quran Surah Tawbah, Surah Mu'min, and Surah Azab, there are 75 conditions a believer must meet to be titled as mu'min. Without achieving such title an individual cannot lead or be appointed as Imam of the holiest sanctities such as Holy Kaaba of Mecca as well as Masjid Nameri at Medina. Following are the verses of Holy Quran Surah Tawbah, Surah Mu'min, and Surah Azab. Surah Tawbah verse 111 of Holy Quran translation, 9:111 Surely Allah has purchased of the believers their lives and their belongings and in return has promised that they shall have paradise. They fight in the way of Allah, and slay and are slain. Such is the promise he has made incumbent upon himself in the Torah, and the Gospel, and the Quran. Who is more faithful to his promise than Allah? Rejoice, then, in the bargain you have made with him. That indeed is the mighty triumph. Surah Tawbah verse 112 of Holy Quran translation, 9:112 Those who constantly turn to Allah in repentance, who constantly worship him, who celebrate his praise, who go about the world to serve his cause, who bow down to him, who prostrate themselves before him, who enjoin what is good and forbid what is evil, and who keep the limits set by Allah. Announce glad tidings to such believers. Surah Al-Mu'min verse 1-11 of Holy Quran translation, 23:1, The believers have indeed attained true success, 23:2, Those who, in their prayers, humble themselves, 23:3, who avoid whatever is vain and frivolous, 23:4, who observe zakah, 23:5, who strictly guard their private parts, 23:6, save from their wives, or those whom their right hands possess, for with regard to them they are free from blame, 23:7, as for those who seek beyond that, they are transgressors, 23:8, who are true to their trusts and their covenants, 23:9, and who guard their prayers. 23:10, such are the inheritors, 23:11, that shall inherit paradise, and in it they shall abide forever. Surah Azab verse 35 of Holy Quran translation, 33:35 Surely the men who submit to Allah, and the women who submit to Allah, the men who have faith and the women who have faith, the men who are obedient and the women who are obedient, the men who are truthful and the women who are truthful, the men who are steadfast and the women who are steadfast, the men who humble themselves to Allah, and the women who humble themselves to Allah, the men who give alms and the women who give alms, the men who fast and the women who fast, the men who guard their chastity and the women who guard their chastity, the men who remember Allah much and the women who remember Allah much, for them has Allah prepared forgiveness and a mighty reward. The religious and spiritual leaders have warned the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia with the Millennium Prophecy statement to bring about a change to their immoral actions in Yemen, Syria, and Saudi Arabia. The World Spiritual Assembly and its religious spiritual leaders are again announcing its final and last warning to King of Saudi Monarchy Salman bin Abdul Aziz against his immoral son Mohammed bin Salman to immediately stop his Vision 2030 so-called Neom City construction project, also against fanatic Jewish agent newly appointed Imam Mohammed Al-Issa of Masjid Nameri, Imam of Eid al-Adha prayer for the Muslim world participants. The World Spiritual Assembly and its religious and spiritual leaders have issued 72 hours ultimatum to King Salman. He must immediately remove and replace the newly appointed Imam Mohammed Al-Issa from all of his imam duties along with his Secretary General position of Muslim World League of Mecca-tul-Mokarrama. Also remove his immoral son so-called Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman from the Crown Prince position, or else spiritual war will be declared against the King Salman and his Saudi kingdom. the Crown Prince Mohammed Nayef shall be reinstated. Also Saudi Kingdom must release Ambassador Prince Turki bin Faisal Al-Saud, son of King Faisal, with complete freedom, along with Imam Saleh Al-Talib Musjidul-Haramain of Mecca. Picture caption: on left, Mohammed bin Nayef shall be reinstated as Crown Prince. Ambassador Prince Turki bin Faisal Al-Saud, son of King Faisal, should be released immediately. Picture caption: on left, newly appointed Imam Mohammed Al-Issa. He is direct agent of fanatic Jews and supporter of Zionist propaganda against Palestinian Muslims. On right, Sheikh Saleh Al-Talib, Imam of Musjidul-Haramain of Holy Mecca, must be released and reinstated as the Imam of Musjidul-Haramain of Holy Mecca. The current world situation is a direct threat to Islam and true identity of Prophet Muhammad SM, as well as his legacy. Therefore it is the utmost duty of OIC and Arab League to work together to uphold the dignity of Prophet Muhammad SM, to pave the way for the arrival of Imam Mahdi, PBUH, and Jesus Christ, PBUH, for the establishment of ultimate peace. The Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC, and Arab League should play an effective role to be organizing the Muslim army to work and support for the world peace mission of Imam Mahdi, PBUH, and international security, to eliminate all the superpowers along with their superiority and attitude. Final warning to world leaders, heads of states: your time has been over. The Crown Prince of Peace, the great Imam Mahdi, PBUH, and Jesus Christ, PBUH, will lead the humanity to co-create heaven on earth.